Hey, Kelsey Herber here with a brand new series entitled Live on Purpose. This idea was sparked through a conversation I had with one of my friends. She worked at a college at the time and worked with students. And she was leading a particular group of students that was struggling with the idea of the school year coming to an end. And they kind of wanted to brush over the emotions of it, the heaviness of it. And she shared with me that she encouraged them to end on purpose. So rather than brushing over the emotion, to embrace it and allow it to be meaningful. And it's something that I've tried to apply in my own life. As a coach with my team each year, I have seniors who graduate, and it can be really sad to think about that. And the natural tendency might be to skim right over that and not address the heaviness of it. However, I think we miss out on a real opportunity to embrace the emotion and the heaviness for something meaningful at the end of the day. And so that is something that I've chosen to do for our team, is to allow ourselves to sit in that. Because I think as a culture, we really struggle with that. But when we do that, what happens is we now get to experience peace, knowing that we gave that emotion space and space to be processed, rather than skimming over it and then later it creeps up on us unexpectedly and we think, oh man, I missed out on my opportunity to really sit in that when it was happening. So all that being said, this concept of ending on purpose got me thinking, what would it be like if we did everything on purpose? What would it look like to end on purpose, to start on purpose, to practice our craft on purpose, to meet with a friend and talk with a friend on purpose? In one of the best-selling nonfiction books in history, Rick Warren says, "The greatest tragedy is not death, but life without purpose." And that's in his book, The Purpose-Driven Life. Wow. I have good news. In fact, I have the best news. Because of who Jesus is and because of what he's done for us, we have the greatest purpose for our lives as believers, and that is to glorify him, and that is to proclaim his name to the nations. Philippians 2:13 says, "For it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose." So as we dive into this series and learn how to live life on purpose, we have to answer a handful of questions. Questions I know you've heard plenty of times before. Who, what, why, where, when, and how. Answering the question who will reveal our identity. Answering the question what will inform our values. Answering the question why will lead to empowerment for ourselves and others. And answering the questions where, when, and how, that will help us establish our goals. And you'll notice that goals is last on that list. And that's not to say that goals aren't important. In fact, it's the opposite. They're extremely important. However, we have to establish everything else before we can truly pursue our goals on purpose. I have some discussion questions for you this week. Number one, what is an area of your life that you currently live on purpose? Number two, what is an area of your life where you feel like you're currently just going through the motions? Number three, what emotion comes up in you when you think about the purpose you have for your life because of Jesus? And number four, which question that we're going to answer moving forward in this series do you think will be most helpful to you in learning how to live on purpose? My challenge to you this week, let's choose one area of life where you can live on purpose this week, no matter how big or how small. And I want you to invite a trusted friend or family member to be your accountability in that this week. And sure, I know we're just getting started. We have a whole series ahead of us, but it's never too late to get started on living on purpose. Buckle your seatbelt, because this series is taking us somewhere. Let's not let another day go by that we don't live on purpose.